There are people that really do not understand that. They literally will be like, well, when am I going to get paid? I mean, I work 12 hours. And I get it. I understand if you want to get paid for your work, but you working does not in itself add economic value. Because you're tired, that doesn't mean that money came in the door. Do you understand? And understanding business is one of the most valuable skills a person can have, because if even if you choose to work for other people, which a lot of us do, there's nothing wrong with that. There's no shame in that at all. But if you do work for other people, the fact that you understand the mission in its entirety makes you a better person to hire. Like, think about it like this. I'm gonna give you an example. In Hollywood, there's so many people in Hollywood that all they know how to do is make a movie or be in a movie. That's it. They don't care about the business side. They don't care about the box office sales. They're not thinking anything about the business model behind the movie. They just go to the studio, these places that magically have all this money, and they say, "I want to make a creative film that does this and explores that." And because I'm a creative and I get it, right? That's what a creative person does. And then they come back and they say, I need another 3 million so I can do this scene properly. And they don't understand why the studio comes back and says, well, we can't give you 3 more million to do this other scene because we don't know how it's going to add to the bottom line. And it doesn't mean one side is right or the other one is right, because it's different perspectives. But I will tell you that the people that tend to negotiate best and get the money they want to make a movie they tend to be the ones who understand what the studio is looking for. They understand the language. They can sit down with the studio and say, okay, we're gonna spend 100 million on this movie, but here's how I think this movie has a chance of making 500 million or more. And because it appeals to teenage girls between 13 and 20. This other film that was similar to it did extremely well. And what I'd like to do is add some creative twists that'll give you a great project that will also do well at the box office. That conversation does better than an artist simply saying, I want to play with a bunch of your money and go out here and just make the movie that I want to make. Right? So typically in general, economics, this is my point. Economics is typically an ecosystem. It is an ecosystem. An ecosystem involves what you call like recursive feedback, or some sort of symmetry, right? Where literally I'm gonna give you something and you're gonna give me something, but in order for me to get something from you, I typically gotta give you something. And in order for you to get something from me, you gotta give me something, right?